listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call this Tampa City Council evening meeting to order. If you are not speaking, please mute your microphone.
It's a very complicated. It's about a double.
If you're not speaking, please
We all
mute
know who
your
that is.
microphone. All right, can I get a roll call, please?
Vieira. Goods. Carlson.
Here.
Dingfelder. Citro.
I'm here.
Miranda. And Maniscalco.
Here,
We have a physical quorum.
Mr. Shelby.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of City Council, Martin Shelby, City Council Attorney. This evening, after 5:01 p.m., it is the evening quasi-judicial and land use public meeting of the Tampa City Council. It is being held during the COVID-19 state of emergency, and it is being conducted live with an in-person quorum present in City Council chambers. However, in response to the COVID-19 restrictions, members of the public are encouraged to participate virtually through video teleconferencing, which is referred to by Florida statutes and rules as communications media technology. These meetings are held in accordance with emergency rules of procedure as adopted by Resolution Number 2020-225, as amended by Resolution Number 2020-490. The public and the citizens of Tampa are able to watch, listen, and view this meeting on cable TV, Spectrum Channel 640, Frontier Channel 15, and on the internet at tampa.gov/livestream, one word. Now, the public is able to participate remotely using CMT by pre-registering, and that is done by completing an online registration form at tampa.gov/quasi, QUASI, and all the instructions relating to participation are available on the City Council's website at tampa.gov/city council, no space, just one word. Council, the public has been able to participate today in advance via email or through submission of evidence, and that has been distributed to Council. The written comments received have been distributed to City Council and also will be included in the permanent record of the meeting. All public comments timely received will be afforded equal consideration as if the public comments were made in person. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I have a memo here from Councilmember Carlson. As you can see, it is virtual, as well as Councilmember Dingfelder and Miranda, but we do have a physical quorum. It should be a pretty easy meeting tonight, and we have one registered speaker, and so far no one is here to speak on the second floor. May I have a motion to open to item 1 through 8?
Second.
Motion to open from Councilman Good, second from Councilman Citro. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, being that it's non-quasi-judicial, Mr. Shelby, we have one registered speaker for one. Do we have to swear that person in or no? No, sir? All right. Item number 1, I see Mr. Collins, you are on the line, sir. Mr. Collins, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you share my screen, please? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Go ahead, sir.
Good evening. This is Danny Collins with your Planning Commission staff. This is Tampa Comprehensive Plan Map Amendment 2033. The subject site's located in the central Tampa Planning District. It's within the Seminole Heights Urban Village, and it's also within the old Seminole Heights neighborhood, and it's located here on our locational map. Here is an aerial map of the subject site and the surrounding properties. You'll see the subject site's outlined in this black color. It's on the northwest corner of West Sly and North Florida Avenue. You'll see it's south of the subject site is predominantly residential. Directly to the east of the subject site is American Legion Park. And then there's predominantly non-commercial or non-residential uses along North Florida Avenue. Here is an image looking northwest of the subject site from the intersection of West Sly Avenue and North Florida Avenue. This is looking north along North Florida Avenue. The subject site will be on the left. This is another image looking north or along the north property line of West Sly Avenue. This is standing on the subject site looking along the rear of the property line. Standing on the subject site looking south across West Sly Avenue. Just a quick background of the request. This is a privately initiated amendment, small scale and size. It's approximately 0.9 acres. The request contains a future land use from the public, semi-public designation to the community commercial 35 future land use designation. Here is the adopted future land use map. Again, it's outlined in this black color. It's currently under that public, semi-public future land use designation. Directly to the southwest of the subject site, blocks to the west of the subject site is residential 10, shown by this tannish orange color. To the north, semi-public, to the east, land recreation open space category. And then to the south of the subject site along Florida Avenue, 35 shown red color. Here's the proposed future land use map showing the subject site under that CC 35 category. Currently, under the public, semi-public category, the maximum intensity and density cannot be determined because the intensity and density is determined by the surrounding development pattern under the public, semi-public category. As proposed under the CC 35 category, the subject site can be considered for 31 potential dwelling units or 78,408 square feet of non-residential development. The amendment would also allow for the consideration of intensive and general commercial service, office, as well as residential uses on the subject site. The Planning Commission reviewed the request and found it consistent with several areas of the comprehensive plan, specifically the sections that deal with livable cities, development, urban villages, mixed-use corridors and centers, and also is consistent with the Greater Seminole Heights Vision Plan that's outlined in the comprehensive plan. Based on those considerations, the Planning Commission recommends that the proposed map amendment be found consistent with the goals, objectives, and policies of the Imagine 2040 Tampa Comprehensive Plan. This concludes my presentation, and I believe the applicant is on the line.
All right, Ms. Johnson-Velez, you don't have anything for this, do you?
No, sir, I do not.
All right, Ms. Hafner, you're on. Please state your name and you may present. I don't know if
Okay,
you're...
thank you very much.
Okay,
Elizabeth Hapner on behalf of the applicant, the Center for Women, the Center for Girls, which was the project that was used on this property, is part and parcel of the Center for Women, and we have relocated that program. As Mr. Collins has indicated, we're requesting a change to CC 35. We want to market this property, frankly, particularly in this current environment, we just cannot find a buyer that's a public, semi-public use. And so given that this is consistent with the various plans, we're asking for a change to CC 35. And I'm happy to answer any questions. We do not currently have a contract on the property. Yes, Councilman Dingfelder.
Councilman Dingfelder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Hafner, good evening.
Good evening.
I want to thank you for all the hard work in the community that you do. I have a feeling you might even be volunteering tonight, but anyway.
Oh, yes, I'm a member of the board.
The only question I would have for you, or perhaps Danny might be more familiar, is why not I know the CC 35 in the area, and I think you showed it on the map, but why not a CMU 35, the commercial mixed use category? Did anybody talk about that, Betsy, or anything?
No, we didn't discuss that.
Danny?
Mr. Collins?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. It's up to the applicant as far as what they want to request on the subject site. So,
I mean, we looked at the parcels directly south across Sly along Florida Avenue, and all of those, as you saw on the map, are CC 35. So this just seemed consistent and gave us a bit more flexibility in terms of a buyer.
You get any community feedback that the Seminole Heights neighborhood's pretty strong and active, Ms. Hapner? Anybody reach out to
I
you?
haven't had any. I don't know if you have, Danny.
we've received a few phone calls just inquiring about the request, but we haven't had anything formally sent.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Ms. Hapner.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Anybody else? No? Do we have anybody in the public that is here to speak on the second floor in person on item number 1? See no one.
Move to close?
We have motion
Second.
closed from Councilman Good, second from Councilman Citro. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Councilman Vieira, would you mind reading item number 1?
Mr. Chair, thank you very much. I move an ordinance being presented for first reading consideration. An ordinance amending the Imagine 2040 Tampa Comprehensive Plan, future land use element, future land use map for the property located at 105 West Lye Avenue from public, semi-public, SP, to community commercial 35, CC 35, providing for repeal of all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
Second.
We have second from Councilmember Citro. Roll call vote.
Citro,
Yes.
Carlson,
Carlson.
Dingfelder,
Yes.
Goods,
Yes.
Miranda,
Yes.
Vieira,
Yes.
and Maniscalco.
Yes.
Motion carried unanimously. Second reading and adoption will be held on April 15th at 9:30 a.m.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And
Have a good evening.
Mr. Chair, if I may, I need to leave. I didn't know we were only going to have 4 members here. I need to leave here at about no later than 6:10. So, I mean, I think we should make it by then, but you never know. So,
I guarantee it.
I guarantee it.
Donating style, I guarantee it.
Does Errol Flynn guarantee it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take your picture tonight. I'm gonna take your
So the
picture.
next 7 items are parks that are being converted over or gone to recreational open space. So we have all those presentations all in a row, just to keep it moving, and then we'll just vote one by one. Is that all right, Mr. Collins?
Yeah, that works for me.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Is my going?
Your screen is on, but it's still on the last slide from number 1.
And Mr. Collins, your voice comes in and out. If you could just either speak closer to the microphone or more clearly.
Okay.
Thank you.
So the next 7 amendments are the park amendments. This is TA CPA 2035 through 2041. Whoops. Just to show you the 7 parks we'll be looking at. We'll be looking at the Beta Bay Boulevard Park, the Cyrus Green Park, Phillips Park, Villa Brothers Park, Robert G. Gardner Park, the Marty Colon Cemetery, and Roman Sly Park. Just a quick background of the request. These are publicly initiated by Tampa City Council to recognize existing City of Tampa parks. Each park is listed on the City of Tampa's dedicated park list. All sites would be recognized through the Recreation Open Space Future Land Use designation. The Planning Commission found the request consistent with the following comprehensive plan, future land use objectives and policies, specifically under the promotes recreation and open space opportunities, and those policies are listed in parentheses below. Our first park is TACPA 2035. It's Beta Bay Boulevard Park in the South Tampa Planning District. More specifically, it's in the Sunset Park neighborhood, and it's in the coastal high hazard area. Here's an aerial map of the subject site and the surrounding properties. You'll see it's predominantly surrounded by residential uses. This is an image looking at Beta Bay Boulevard Park. This is Beta Bay Boulevard Park facing west. Here is the adopted land use map. Currently it's under that residential 6, and it's surrounded by that residential 6 on all sides. Here is the proposed future land use map showing the subject site under that recreation open space category. Currently, the site can be considered for 8 dwelling units. As proposed, it would remove that potential residential development on the subject site. The Planning Commission recommends that the proposed map amendment, TACPA 2045, be found consistent with the City of Tampa Comprehensive Plan. Did you want to vote or?
Any questions? No?
Move to the next one.
Yep.
Our next park is TACPA 2036. It's Cyrus Green Park. It's in the Central Tampa Planning District, and more specifically in the College Hill neighborhood. Here is an aerial map of the subject site and the surrounding properties. It's on the northwest corner of East Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard and North 22nd Street. Here's an image looking at Cyrus Green Park. Here are some of the baseball fields that are with the park. This is the recreation center and pool. These are some of the basketball facilities at the park. Currently, the subject site the majority of the subject site is under that recreation open space category. Portion located on MLK Boulevard is currently under the CC 35 designation. Here's the proposed future land use map showing that subject site under that recreation open space category. Currently, the subject site could be considered for 62 potential dwelling units, or just under 56,000 square feet of non-residential development. As proposed, it would remove the potential of commercial and residential development from the subject site. The Planning Commission recommends that the proposed map amendment, TACPA 2036, be found consistent with the City of Tampa Comprehensive Plan. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? Thank you very much. Keep going.
Our next park is TACPA 2037. It's Phillips Park. It's in the Central Tampa Planning District, and more specifically, it's in the Ridgewood Park neighborhood. Here's an aerial map of the subject site, the surrounding properties. It's outlined in this black color. It's on the north side of West Columbus Drive, within proximity of North Boulevard to the east. Here is an image of the sign that's located at Phillips Park. This is looking north into Phillips Park. Currently, the subject site's under the residential 10 future land use designation, surrounded by that R10 on all sides. Here's the proposed future land use map showing the subject site under the recreational open space category. Currently, the subject site can be considered for 4 dwelling units or a maximum of 7,165 square feet of non-residential development. As proposed in the recreation open space category, it would remove the potential of residential and commercial development from the subject site. The Planning Commission recommends that the proposed map amendment TACPA 2037 be found consistent with the City of Tampa Comprehensive Plan. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? Nope. All right, next up, Vila Brothers.
Our next park is TACPA 2038. It's Vila Brothers Park. It's in the Central Tampa Planning District, more specifically in the Armory Gardens neighborhood. Here's an aerial map of the subject site, the surrounding properties. It's on the west side of North Armenia Avenue. Here is an image of the sign at Villa Brothers Park. Here are some of the facilities located within the park. This is the park looking east towards downtown. Here's the adopted future land use map. Currently, it's under the residential 20 future land use designation. It's got CMU 35 directly to the east, and then the residential 20s to the northwest and south of the subject site. Here's the proposed future land use map showing the subject site under the recreational open space category. Currently, the site could be considered for 86 dwelling units or 9,387 square feet of non-residential development. This would remove the potential of residential and non-residential development from the site. The Planning Commission recommends that the proposed map amendment TACPA 2038 be found consistent with the City of Tampa Comprehensive Plan. Any questions?
Any questions? Nope. All right, next up is Gardner Park.
Next park is TACPA 2039. It's Robert Gardner Park. It's in the Central Tampa Planning District, and it's also within the Tampa Heights Urban Village. Here's an aerial map of the subject site and the surrounding properties. It's just north of North Highland Avenue. Here's the sign located at Robert Gardner Park. Here are some of the facilities located within the park. Currently, the subject site's under the residential 35 designation. Here's the proposed future land use map showing the subject site under the recreation open space category. Again, this would remove the potential of residential, non-residential development from the subject site. Planning Commission recommends that the proposed map amendment in TACPA 2039 be found consistent with the City of Tampa Comprehensive Plan. Do you have any questions?
Any questions at this time? No, sir. Next up is Martique Cologne Cemetery.
Our next park is TACPA 2040. It's Martique Cologne Cemetery. It's in the Central Tampa Planning District, and it's within the McFarland Park neighborhood. Here's the here's an aerial map of the subject site and the surrounding property. It's just west of the intersection of Columbus Drive and north of Gilbert Avenue. Here is the sign located at Marty Cologne Cemetery. This is looking north into the cemetery. This is looking south to the cemetery. Currently, the subject site's under the public, semi-public category, and it's got a portion of the subject site under the CC 35 designation. Here's the adopted future land use map showing the subject site under the recreation open space category. Again, this would remove the potential of residential and non-residential development from the subject site. The Planning Commission recommends the proposed map amendment TACPA 2040 be found consistent with the City of Tampa Comprehensive Plan. Any questions?
No, sir. And then the last one is number 8. Go ahead, sir. Roman Sly Park. Okay.
Our last park is TACPA 2041. It's Roman Sly Park. It's in the University Planning District, and it's within the Egypt Lake Leto neighborhood. Here's an aerial map of the subject site. It's on the southwest corner of North Rome Avenue and West Sly. Here is entrance to the park. Here's some of the baseball fields and the facilities located within the park. Here's another image of some of the facilities in the park. Currently, the subject site's under the residential 10 and the residential 20 future land use designation. Here's the proposed future land use map showing the entire site under the recreational category. Again, this would remove the potential of residential and non-residential development from the subject site. The Planning Commission recommends that the proposed map amendment TACPA 2041 be found consistent with the City of comprehensive plan. This concludes the parks.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Okay. Do we have anybody in the public that wishes to speak on items 2 through 8?
I think we have a couple of speakers, Mr. Chair, to address what you have around your neck. I'm just joking.
It's called awesome.
You're never gonna.
I'm gonna wear more. I'm gonna do this more. All right, hearing none, can I get a
Move to close.
motion to close? The
Second.
items 2 through 8, motion from Councilman Good, second from Councilman Citro, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Councilman Citro, would you mind reading item number 2?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Excuse me. File number TACPA 20-35. I move an ordinance being presented for first reading consideration of ordinance amending the Imagine 2040 Tampa Comprehensive Plan future land use element, future land use map for the property located at 2711 North Dundee Street from residential 6, R6, to recreational open space, ROS, providing repeal of all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, providing effective date.
Second.
Second. Councilman Citro, second Councilman Good, roll call vote.
Dingfelder? Dingfelder?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Cedro?
Yes.
Goose?
Yes.
Miranda?
Yes.
Viera? And Maniscalco.
Yes.
Motion carried unanimously. Second reading and adoption will be held on April 15th at 9:30 a.m.
Thank you very much. Councilman Goods, would you mind reading item number 3?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Cyrus Green.
TA-CPA 20-36, ordinance been presented for first reading consideration. An ordinance amending the Imagine 2040 Tampa Comprehensive Plan, future land use element, future land use map for the property located at 2101 East Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, otherwise known as Cyrus Green Park, from Community Commercial 35, CC 35, and recreation slash open space to recreation open space RS, provided to repeal all ordinance to providing for severability, providing effective date.
We have a motion from Councilman Goods. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second from Councilman Citro. Roll call vote.
Miranda?
Yes.
Goose?
Yes.
Dingfelder?
Yes.
Cedro?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
And Viera? And Maniscalco.
Yes.
Motion carried unanimously. Second reading and adoption will be held on April 15th at 9:30 a.m.
Thank you very much. Councilman Miranda, would you mind reading item number 4?
I don't know, sir. Item number 4, TACAP 20-37. An ordinance being presented for first reading consideration. Ordinance amending the Image 2040 Tampa Comprehensive Plan future land use element, future land use map for the property located at 804 West Columbus Drive, otherwise known as Phillips Park, from residential 10, R10 to recreational open space, ROS, providing for repeal of all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
We have a motion from Councilman Miranda. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Councilman Goods. Roll call vote.
Goose?
Yes.
Dingfelder?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Cedro?
Yes.
Miranda?
Yes.
Viera? And Maniscalco.
Yes.
Motion carried unanimously. Second reading and adoption will be held on April 15th at 9:30 a.m.
Thank you very much. Councilman Carlson, would you mind reading item number 5?
Yes, sir. 1 second. I'd like to move file number TACPA 20-38, ordinance being presented for first reading consideration, ordinance amending the Imagine 2040 Tampa Comprehensive Plan future land use element, future land use map for the located at 700 North Armenia Avenue, otherwise known as Villa Brothers Park, from residential 20 R20 to recreational open space ROS, providing for repeal of all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, providing effective date.
Second. Motion from Councilman Carlson, second from Councilman Miranda. Roll call vote.
Viera?
Yes.
Miranda?
Yes.
Goose?
Yes.
Dingfelder?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Cedro?
Yes.
And Maniscalco.
Yes.
Motion carried unanimously. Second reading and adoption will be held on April 15th at 9:30 a.m.
All right, Councilman
Mr. Chair.
Dingfelder. Councilman-
Mr. Chair, if I could ask real fast, does it matter that that word property is missing in there?
I'm sorry?
The word property, it says that it doesn't have the word property there, located at 700 North Armenia Avenue. Does that matter or not? Marty, or?
I don't know. Is it
What
a
is the,
script?
what does the ordinance say? It should,
The ordinance says,
I was just reading the summary, so is it okay that it was missing a word?
yeah, it doesn't say for the property located at 700. It says for the located at 700 North Armenia. Is that a Scrivener's error that gets corrected later on, or does it matter?
well, it depends what's on the actual ordinance in the clerk's file. It
Ah,
could have been a
okay.
transcription item, but if you read it with the word property, we'll assume that it's there.
Yeah, and it
Excuse
has
me.
the addresses, so.
I'm sorry?
Mr.
Do I
Chair?
need to read it again, or is it okay?
Susan, Ms. Johnson Velez?
Ms.
Yes,
Johnson-Velez.
yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. Susan Johnson Velez, Senior Assistant City Attorney. I'm looking at the ordinance, and the word property is in the title of the ordinance.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
Bill, you get the Dingfeller Award for the night.
Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
Thorough.
Thank you very much. Next up, Councilman Dingfelder, item number 6.
I'll have to pass, Mr. Chair. I don't have that agenda in front of me.
Wow. Councilman
Well,
Vieira, would you mind reading item number 6?
Yes, sir. These are those parks, I guess.
The Mike Suarez.
No, this was done by Councilman, it was Harry Cohen.
No, it's Mike.
Harry Cohen.
Councilman Suarez did
It was Harry Cohen. I'm joking. I know it was Mike Suarez.
All right, I'm making a phone call.
I'm sorry, I'm just full of jokes today.
I have to separate you two.
Councilman Vieira,
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at number 6. I'm looking for the word property there, and I don't see it.
Okay.
And I suspect I don't see it in, let's see. I don't see it in 7 either. And 8 is a transmittal public hearing.
It's a night of
my
Dingfelders
suggestion
being
is,
handed
my
out.
suggestion is, unless Ms. Johnson Velez says otherwise, I think we just add the word property in when you read that, if
Okay,
that's okay.
certainly, yes, sir. And thank you very much. I move an ordinance being presented for first reading consideration, an ordinance amending the Imagine 2040 Tampa Comprehensive Plan, future land use element, future land use map for the property located at 2211 North Highland Avenue, otherwise known as Robert C. Gardner Park, from residential 35 R35 to recreational open space R/OS, providing for repeal of all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
Second.
Motion from Councilman Vieira, second from Councilman Citro. Roll call vote.
Citro,
Yes.
Carlson,
Yes.
Dingfelder,
yes.
Goods,
Yes.
Miranda,
Yes.
Vieira,
Yes.
and Maniscalco.
Yes.
Motion carried unanimously. Second reading and adoption will be held on April 15th at 9:30 a.m.
Councilman Citro, you get the next one, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair. File number TACPA 20-40. I move an ordinance being presented for first reading consideration. An ordinance amending the Imagine 2040 Tampa Comprehensive Plan, future land use element, future land use map for the property located at 3110 West Columbus Drive, otherwise known as Marti Galon Cemetery, from public, semi-public, PSSP, to community commercial 35 and community commercial 35, CC 35, to recreational open space, ROS, providing for repeal of all ordinances in conflict, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
We have a motion from Councilman Citro, second from Councilman Miranda. Roll call vote.
Carlson,
Yes.
Citro,
Yes.
Dingfelder,
Dingfelder?
Yes?
Goods,
Yes.
Miranda,
Yes.
Vieira,
Yes.
and Maniscalco.
Yes.
Motion carried unanimously. Second reading and adoption will be held on April 15th at 9:30 a.m.
Councilman Goods, you just have to transmit this public hearing. Move to a motion to transmit.
So moved.
We have a motion from Councilman Goods, second from Councilman Citro. Roll call vote.
Vieira,
Yes.
Goods,
Yes.
Dingfelder,
Yes.
Maniscalco,
Yes.
Carlson,
Yes.
Citro,
Yes.
and Miranda.
Yes.
Motion carried unanimously.
Thank you very much. Mr. Shelby, I have a question for you. We have 6 p.m. public hearings. It's one item that cannot be heard. Do we have to wait until 6 p.m.?
If I can, Ms. Johnson Velez, are you familiar with this item? And is Mr. Michelini or Mr. Lum either registered to speak on this?
They're not.
I do not.
Well, I guess my question is this. It says here that the email is requesting to continue, but it also says it cannot be heard because it's going to be heard concurrently with TACPA 20-34 rescheduled to April 22nd. The question is, has this already been noticed for tonight? And is it asking to be continued, or has it been renoticed for the 22nd of April? Because if it's to be continued, it cannot be continued until you open it at 6 o'clock, and it's because it's a public hearing to keep the notice train. If it is actually, in fact, something that cannot be heard and a new notice is going out or has been going out for April 22nd, then it doesn't have to be heard, but there's no way to really know about that, do we? Does the clerk have the file?
Councilman Miranda, sir.
I'm laughing at myself because if it's scheduled for 6 o'clock, I'm not a legal judge, but in horse racing, I say you have to listen to this. You have to wait till 6 o'clock to open it and discuss it then.
That's correct. That's correct. Unless it's something that's, unless it's not noticed for, unless it's not noticed for tonight.
Abundance of caution.
So in abundance of caution, without knowing the answer, I would recommend we wait till 6 o'clock, or at least find the answer, yes.
We'll go to new business then. Councilman Vieira?
Nothing, sir.
Councilman Citro?
I move that if Councilman Vieira comments on your clothes anymore, that he would have to refrain from being at council meetings.
Out of order, out of order.
If I get to mock Guido's clothes, then he can mock my hair. So there you go.
And I since we passed that one, I also move that since Councilman Dingfelder was unable to read any motions for ordinances tonight, he has to do all of them at our next meeting.
There you go.
All right, Councilman Cruz, do you have
Absolutely.
anything, sir?
Nothing further.
Councilman Miranda, do you have anything, sir? You're muted, sir. No?
None.
Thank you. Councilman Dingfelder, do you have any new business?
None tonight, gents. Have a good evening.
Well, not yet, not so fast. Councilman Carlson?
No, I did mine earlier. Thank you.
Well, then I guess we're in recess until 6 o'clock for that one item, and then we honor the promise to Councilman Vieira that we will be at it.
To my son.
To his son, for family, a la familia.
If
We're
you're
in
back,
recess till 6.
if you're back promptly at 6, we can be out by 6:02, I suspect.
All right, perfect. We're in recess till 6. Thank you.
Feeling like a boss and staring at the stars. It doesn't matter the cost, 'cause everybody wants to be famous. I'm calling the shots, so see you over at Mars. It doesn't matter the cost, seems like everybody wants to be. I think it could be me. The world's too small for me. Face up in your face, my face on every screen. Feeling like a boss and staring at the stars. It doesn't matter the cost, 'cause everybody wants to be famous. I'm calling the shots. see you over at Mars. It doesn't matter the cost. Seems like everybody wants to be. I think that you and I could set the world alight. 'Cause we're all stars tonight. Just need to figure out. Sitting on the bus, staring at the stars. It doesn't matter the cost, 'cause everybody wants to be famous. I'm calling the shots, so see you over at Mars. It doesn't matter the cost, seems like everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants and nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants you to know the name. Everybody wants and nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants and nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants you to know the name. Everybody wants and nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants and nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants you to know the name. Everybody wants and nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants to be famous. Feeling like a boss, staring at the stars. It doesn't matter the cost, 'cause everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants and nobody's ashamed. Everybody wants you to know the name. Everybody wants and nobody's ashamed. Like everybody wants to be famous.
I wondered maybe they never find me. I've been waiting such a long, long, long time to feel it, swallowed by the waters around me. I know I took so many wrong turns to see it. Whoa, but I danced through the blisters at night, and I laughed till I cried and cried. I ran till my feet couldn't run no more. I sat till my lungs were burning, till I know I'm alive. I sit till I can't hear your voice no more. Suddenly the sun goes up, and I feel my love flooding back again. Yeah. Until the sun goes up, I can feel my love coming back again. It wasn't easy trying around with these handcuffs. I had to sleep through such a cold night to see it. A green flash is zipping right where I'm standing. The sunlight cut into the bone, start the healing. But I danced through the blisters at night, and I laughed till I cried and cried. I ran till my feet couldn't run no more. And I sat till my lungs were burning, till I know I'm alive. I said till I can't hear your voice no more. Suddenly the sun goes up, and I feel my love flooding back again. Yeah. Until the sun goes up, and I feel my love coming up again. Suddenly the sun goes up, and the dark is gone. We made it to the dawn, and I don't miss you anymore. When the sun goes up, I can feel my love coming back again. Won't you give me, give a little love back? Won't you give me? feel my love coming back again. it alright. No circumstance could ever break this. The spell you have forever on me, on me, on us. I want it to be you. Ooh, diving into my ocean, a brand new emotion come true. Ooh, don't let this night go. How long till you play me the song that will make me belong to you? One dance with my baby tonight, and we'll dance till the night is through. She made a song, he made a song that will make me belong. He made a song, he made a song that will make me. She made a song, he made a song that will make me belong. He made a song, he made a song till the night is through. And you played me the song till the night is through. And you played me the song that made me belong. How long till you play me the song that will make me belong to you? One dance with my baby tonight, and we'll dance till the night is through. She made a song, he made a song
call, please.
Viera,
Here.
Goods, Carlson, Dingfelder,
Carlson's
Citro,
here.
Here.
Miranda,
Here.
and Maniscalco.
Here.
We have a physical quorum.
Carlson's here.
All
Carlson's
right.
here.
Thank you very much. Can I get
I
a
have
motion
you
to
down.
open the 6 o'clock hearings?
moved.
Motion,
Second.
Councilman Good, second from Councilman Citro, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, item number 9 says it cannot be heard. Can I get a,
If I can, Mr. Chairman?
yes?
Sorry to clarify it, Martin Shelby. This actually has been a noticed public hearing for tonight, but because of a scheduling problem, it is asking to be rescheduled, opened and continued, and heard on September 22nd of 2021 to run concurrently with TA CPA 20-34. So a motion, after asking if there's any public comment, I don't believe there's anybody here, but to continue this item to the 22nd at 6 p.m.
Of September?
Excuse me, of April 22nd, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
So moved.
We have a motion
Second.
from Councilman Miranda, second from Councilman Citro, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Where's that music?
You know
coming
something, council, just for the purposes of the record, if we could just do this on a roll call vote, I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
from? Councilman Vieira is trying to not laugh over here, but
I'm sorry. Pointers. You have to be here. You have to be here.
yes.
Viera,
Here?
No, they're continuing.
This is gonna be a very politically risky vote, yes.
Goods, Dingfelder, Maniscalco,
Yes.
Carlson,
Yes.
Citro,
Yes.
and Miranda.
Yes.
Motion carried with Dingfelder being absent a vote.
And also, again, to confirm for the clerk, I did say, and thank you correcting me, I'm sorry, Councilman Miranda, I did say September, the correct date is April 22nd, is that correct? I just want to make sure the record is correct, I apologize.
Councilman Dingfelder is waving his hands. He did try to speak and, no?
April 22nd, and it is 6:02, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Any other jokes before we get a motion to receive and file?
Move to receive and file.
Motion from Councilman Citro, second from Councilman Goods, all in favor? Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you and good night.
Do you remember when we used to do telephonic council? And when we were waiting, I would put on music.